Hello and welcome to Big Weekend here on the Football365 show, a brand new show where we look ahead to the biggest games happening this weekend. Pretty self-explanatory. If you enjoy the show, don't forget to like and subscribe and press the little notification bell. That means you never miss a show ever again going forward. I'm Mark Smith. I'm here with Editor-in-Chief of Football365.com, Sarah Winterburn. This is Big Weekend, brought to you by Paddy Power. Right, Sarah, lots to get stuck into today, so let's crack on, shall we? I want to start with Leeds against Man City. This is a huge one, isn't it? This is an exciting game, I feel, like the first big one of a newly promoted side.
Well, Leeds have already played Liverpool.
Yeah, so, but this feels real to me. This feels like they got a shot.
You just forgot about Leeds Liverpool, didn't you?
No, I did not. How dare you?
No, this is great. It's one of those where you're kind of waiting for, Bielsa versus Guardiola. Feels a little bit like, the sort of, Superman v Batman or something, doesn't it? It's kind of, there's something quite cool about that. And obviously it comes on the back of City struggling so much against Leicester. So that, which already prompted talk of a crisis, which is utterly ridiculous after one game. But these are the times we live in. I think we will see a much better Man City, and I think Leeds are a funny one. Leeds, they have won two games, but they've won two games against probably two of the worst teams in the division at the moment. Fulham awful, might as well send them down already. Sheffield United massively, massively struggling, and I hate to say the words found out, but yeah, found out. So I think we're going to see. You'd think we're going to see goals, don't you? But then this is one of those things where Guardiola might just get this absolutely spot on, and they might just win it 3 or 4-0. Yeah. It's absolutely impossible to predict this one, which makes it absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, and City always seem to do well against newly promoted sides. But what's strange is that Leeds don't really feel like that. They feel like an exciting team that's been in this league for a little while already. I think they've addressed a couple of problems in their squad over the summer. I think they're still looking to recruit more of which later on in the show, I think. But this feels like it wasn't an accident, Sarah, when I said this is the first big one. I feel like this is one that they could actually go and get a result. So let's wait and see. That's an exciting one for me to see, exciting one for you to see. I think it's going to be a riot. Let's go with that. Right, let's move on. We've got Wolves versus Fulham.
Fulham, I mean, they were already. Paddy Power themselves obviously paid out on Fulham going down last week, which is one of those wonderfully brave things to do, but absolutely not brave at all because this Fulham side looks terrible. They got promoted, pretty much by accident, didn't they? They should have been Brentford. Brentford with a much better side, with much better plans, much better manager. Fulham accidentally got there. They look like nothing, don't they? They look even worse than the team that went down so badly a couple of years ago. And now with a manager who's got no real experience. So they look buggered.
Well, I knew it was bad. I knew it was bad because when Fulham were playing, one of the trending topics was Derby County, my own Derby County. And that's not a good sign because they had, 11 points? And people are talking about that already. And it doesn't look that ridiculous.
It doesn't look that mad. It's a terrible team. You look at that defence and you just think that's, some of those players aren't even really championship standard. I looked at the team the other day, Tim Ream in central midfield. I mean, you just looking at that and thinking, not a chance.
Yeah,
absolutely not a chance.
And Wolves, on the other hand, are rebounding after a really out of character performance against West Ham.
Yeah, really out of character. Like they collapsed quite badly, didn't they? They need this game, don't they? They need, everyone's going to look forward to when they play Fulham, aren't they, this season? And they need this game, to get them back on track, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I know Wolves have had a few changes. Semedo's come in. I'm not really sure if he's a very good defender. I've got absolutely no idea. I don't think so. Nothing I've ever seen of him makes me think that I would trust him, or certainly would I think that he could take over from what Doherty was doing. Yeah. But it's a high-profile player, and they seem to be certainly moving forward in that respect, don't they?
They do. The loss of Doherty is quite bad. They obviously thought they were going to get Maitland-Niles, didn't they, to take that space on the right. That didn't happen because he got his Arsenal place back again. So it's funny to think of Nelson Semedo might have been the backup option to Maitland-Niles, which is quite bizarre, isn't it? But it is the kind of player that you think might take more than a few weeks to get into the pace of the Premier League if he does at all.
Yeah, well, let's wait and see. Next game, United Spurs. This is a fixture I always enjoy. I always like, for some reason, certain fixtures. United Spurs at United is one of them that I always look forward to.
Yeah, it's a great one, isn't it? It is a what we call a Big Six game now, but also there's so much spice there, isn't there? The whole Solskjaer Mourinho thing is fantastic.
It's a soap opera.
Yeah, it's proper, isn't it? There are so many different little elements to that game, and it could be great. I mean, there's no doubt that Mourinho could well out-coach Solskjaer. Absolutely no doubt at all. He's even Mourinho that we talk about as being a little bit past his best is still so much better than Solskjaer. He could destroy him, I think.
But it's been a huge week for Spurs. I mean, just the sheer volume of games they've been playing. I mean, how is that going to affect them? I cannot. Spurs sort of very recently have been unable to do anything other than play Harry Kane for every single second of every game. They seem to have worked out that actually maybe that might not be a good idea. So they've got the Europa League as well, and then this game away at United. Can they rotate? Is their squad big enough for that?
This is ultimate Mourinho, isn't it? Says beforehand, we don't really want to be in this, and we're probably going to have to lose it. And I'd like to win it, but we're never going to win it. And then they win it anyway. And they're obviously playing Europa League as well. Could be just absolutely knackered on Sunday, but then it's fine because they're going to park the bus so deep that they literally don't have to run more than about 4 or 5 yards in the whole game. Yeah. Well,
there's always seems to be a winner in these games, and they never seem to draw. So I think something might happen. I've got a feeling United for this one, though. I think that they've had one less game this week for a start. That's got to help, and I do feel like they're very slowly clicking into some sort of gear. So let's wait and see. Right, moving on. We've got Chelsea Palace.
Another manager under massive pressure already, isn't it? Frank Lampard. You're talking about Mourinho and that win on Tuesday. It's probably one of the only two competitions Lampard could have possibly won, and he's already out of that against a team who didn't want to win it. That takes some doing, doesn't it? Chelsea got away with it against West Brom. Well, did they get away with it? No. There's a massive pressure coming down to bear on Lampard, and he's made these wonderful signings, and you're kind of thinking, all right, you've done your job, mate, of smiling nicely and saying all the right things to get those people through the door. Now, can we have a proper manager, please?
Well, you say, hang on, but you say there they've made some wonderful signings. I mean, they've made some.
They've made some signings that we haven't
something.
seen yet, whether they're wonderful or not. I mean,
but I mean, this isn't me saying this. This isn't me saying this after the horse has bolted. We were saying this weeks and weeks ago. Chelsea needed to do the non-glamorous thing and just go and buy two proper centre-backs. Blow 140 million, 150, 160 million on those two. Because actually, we know that Chelsea didn't struggle for goals really last season. They could have maybe done one addition up top. But Mason Mount is someone that Lampard obviously trusts and likes a lot. And if you're bringing in Havertz and Ziyech, they're only going to take time away from him. So instead of doing that, go and blow your money on Koulibaly or Koundé or whoever and get in a couple of proper centre-backs and give yourselves a chance.
It's madness, isn't it? It's almost like this sort of return to this sort of ego-based signings where you sign the hottest young talents in Europe because you can. We've got the money now, we can go and do it. And look, we're a big spender, we're going to make a statement. And maybe there's nothing quite sexy enough about buying centre-halves. I disagree. I was a centre-halves are well sexy.
I'm a huge fan of centre-halves.
Yeah,
I love
it's the sexiest position on the pitch. No problem at all.
Absolutely, I completely agree. And Palace, of course, have Zaha, who's going to be looking, in my eyes, cynically, to have a good game so he can still get a move. Speaking of which, this is a big weekend, Sarah, for fringe players. I include Zaha in that. This is essentially the last weekend before the international transfer deadline window. This is the last time that players can either put themselves in that window or can try and make sure that their club doesn't bring in someone to replace them. Do you see this last week being as mad as I see it being?
It kind of has to be, doesn't it? Because it has been quite low-key so far, bizarrely. And there's so many teams who still, Man United still only having bought one player who they didn't really need. Just seems, we were talking about this 6 weeks ago or a month ago, thinking, they're leaving it. But, we were talking a month ago about leaving it a bit late. They're now getting into the last weekend and they've bought one player in a position they didn't need to strengthen.
Well, I think they needed some depth at
work,
least.
isn't it?
But you can only bring him in if he's alongside a handful of players who you do actually need.
He's like the luxury signing, but if you only sign the luxury signing...
You've just bought the cherry for the cake and not the rest of it.
Who likes a cherry on its own? No.
Cherries are gross, and I'm happy to go on record as saying
I find they're disgusting, yeah.
It's finally some common ground we found. I think, we're going to have to mention Jadon Sancho. United are now, I think, 7 weeks past the deadline. Is that one dead, or is it going to go to the wire?
Lord knows. I mean, we keep being told, I think Man United keeps sort of telling people that they think they might, or Jadon Sancho's people are saying, oh, we think it might. But Borussia Dortmund all along have just gone, nope, or
You
nine.
missed the deadline. You missed the fee. That's it.
Exactly, all the way through, they've missed the deadline.
What do you want me to tell you?
So personally, I'd be really, really disappointed and really annoyed, to be honest, if they do actually relent, because it's just like, well, wait a minute, you can't say for like 2 months you've missed the deadline and then just go, oh, the deadline moved.
Yeah, well, we can't trust you ever again, Michel Vork, or whatever his name is, Zorc. I think other players that we could see come in, potentially Declan Rice still coming into Chelsea. So the domestic deadline is actually domestic deadline's a bit later on, isn't it?
That's a classic panic buy, that, isn't it? That's a classic panic buy, that.
No, I don't think it's a panic buy.
It's a massive panic buy. Declan Rice is not any. West Ham are going to ask for 70-80 million pounds for Declan Rice.
Yeah,
anyone who's seen Declan Rice play would just shake their head at that notion that he could be worth 70-80 million pounds.
But it wouldn't be a panic buy in my book. It'd just be a late signing.
You're obsessed with this.
yeah, I am obsessed with it, and rightly so. Right, you're wrong to not be obsessed. Right, Sarah, that's all we've got time for this week. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you guys for watching at home. This has been Big Weekend here on the Football 365 show, brought to you by Paddy Power. If you want to get in touch with the show, you can email us. It's the editor at football365.com. Until next week, goodbye.